Congressman Mike Gallagher, he actually called out some e-retailers based in China, like Temu, like Pinduoduo, Temu, and Shein. They're not paying like the due taxes. They're just dumping the U.S. market with cheap product. While in California, I mean, they made it so difficult for small business people to run a legitimate and patriotic business. What a difference. And that's why some people say California has become a CCP country. I mean, we were there while Xi Jinping was visiting, and the governor made the street so clean, and they cleaned up all the homeless. And right after Xi Jinping left, all the homeless tent came back. I mean, like they cannot clean up the street for the American people, but they're very willing to do so for a communist dictator. So that's why a lot of people are leaving California and moving their business to Florida, Texas. I don't know whether you have considered the state of Delaware. It's no tax state, right?
I believe me, every time I see what the taxes are, and I used to live in Florida, and I always joke because I also have a place in DC that I was the only person in 2023 who moved from Florida to Washington DC because who else is doing that? But no, I love those states. I love Texas, but I will say it is interesting. For your fashion focused audience, like so much of the USA made clothing and apparel really is centered here in downtown LA. The Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, is here.
Yeah.
So it's been very nice to be here because it's such a hub for all of that. And honestly, with the shipping side of things, I can transport stuff to and from the factory. So that's also how I really can keep costs down. But I also think too, and I think people really should be on the lookout, like you said, people love buying this patriotic stuff. People love buying stuff that's made in the USA. And I've been so blessed to work with so many companies that are all based here in Los Angeles that are really committed to bringing manufacturing jobs back, but in a holistic, sustainable, I don't use that in the way the left uses it, but sustainable approach. In other words, it's not a $3 an hour job, right? It's meaningful employment that you can raise a family on, and that you have overtime and you have, workman's comp and stuff like that, which I think is unique. So it's cool, even though as much as I have my issues with Los Angeles and California, it's cool to, I think, be a part of a movement that really is working to bring jobs back and hopefully eventually take down the CCP.